welcome to the first Solis, Jesus, and Rolando's kitchen. Today, due for popular demand, I've always been asked to bring some rice to some gatherings. I guess the way I make it, seems to be very tasty, but there's no really secret. It's just, I call it my own version of Mexican rice or Spanish rice. And when I did it with my sister, she said, well, it looks more like a paella than the Mexican rice because of all the stuff that I have in it. So the trick is like basically find anything that you have at home. First of all, a big pot. Get some rice and get some rice, but it has to be hard rice like jasmine rice. So I have it here. We're going to toast the rice with some pure olive oil. We're going to use the chicken that we had yesterday. Our Mexican families are very resourceful. If you look at something like the potato size container, that's where we put that chicken. The cilantro that we have goes bad pretty fast. So what we do is really just freeze it and then eventually just add it in as you like. We're going to do some diced tomatoes. Everything seems to be backwards because I have the reverse. Maybe next time I'll do the other side so you can actually read it. This time I'm also going to add some potatoes, and if you have any frozen peas, corn, or a combination of both, then it'll be this time to put it in. We gotta cut up the potatoes and sort of like boil them a little bit or cook them first, and then we'll do the rice, and then we'll do throw in the onions. Put some onions in it, and then we'll see from there. When you start cooking, make sure to always wash your hands first. I just wash mine. Dry them as much as possible. Get a container so you put the stuff in. And these are going to be cooked first. So I just try to get them small as possible. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly the way the master chefs, but it works just as long as you don't cut your fingers. I never studied cooking. I just basically started experimenting in the kitchen, and now more than ever, since we have a stay-at-home order from the governor. She just came out today and said 15 more days, I guess. So there's nothing much that we can do other than hopefully everybody's staying safe and, you know, not risking it out there. I did have to go buy a little bit of groceries today, and now that she made a requirement that if you do go out and in enclosed areas, she said that you're supposed to wear your masks or homemade masks. So I wore mine, makeshift, kind of like I just took one of the should be enough. And then we can put this one away. I like to cut these this way because it's like it minimizes waste. So that waste. And these are going to be cooked about the same time when the onions get cooked, because some vegetables get cooked faster than others. So try to and then when that's there, and then there. So everybody does it differently. So this is gonna go to back to the fridge. And these are really nice just to eat raw with some hummus, the sweet peppers. These are really sweet. They're nice. So it's a nice little treat for when you're like really hungry, but you don't want to stuff yourself because you know food's coming. So it's nice to have these ready to go when you watch TV, and instead of grabbing potato chips, it's nice just to grab some cut up vegetables. So just put that there, put that next to it, and then yep, that's about it. All right, all my vegetables are done and ready to go. So I'm gonna start the other part. Okay, part number 2. Put that heat kind of medium, not high, or not too high, not too low. It's gonna take a couple of minutes to turn on. In the meantime, grab your rice, and I'm gonna make about a cup because I like making enough so that eventually I just store it in the fridge and then have it eaten as the week goes by. All you do is just warm it up, and I'm gonna wait till that gets hot. Okay, so I had to jack it up to high because I needed to get high fast. Don't want to wait forever. Put about olive oil and throw in the potatoes. You can turn it down now a little bit because they're frying. Because the oil likes to jump around a lot, in order for it to cook, I have to put it this at the top, and it just be for a couple of minutes until the potatoes get done. Like I said, it's like they're the ones that take a little bit longer, and they're gonna cook again when they're by this time I'm gonna put the I've never really done it like this before, but this should work. And here the rice is basically going to toast a little bit so it takes the hardness. I don't know about some of you how they cook, but as I cook, And some things are waiting time. I'm either cleaning, opening the can, preparing other stuff so that it's getting ready to go. Okay, now you start to see a little brown, so that's kind of like what you want. So it's no longer just totally hot. So it's almost ready. And now we're going to add these vegetables because the onions really need to be, sort of like toasted as well. But they can cook with the rice. Now this is the part that I love. Listen to this. Let's put in the chicken broth in. And what's happening right now is that the rice was really, really hot and toasted. And so to get like a liquid almost introduced real fast, it sort of like breaks the rice real fast. And at this time, you can lower it. Oh, alarm's gone off. Okay. It says major stress right now. I'm gonna add more chicken broth. This one's organic from Aldi's. Stops it again. Make sure you put it on low now. And then I'm going to add some tomatoes. Stir it real nicely. You don't have to add a lot of tomatoes. I mean, it's like just enough to give it some color. And then you can add all the other ingredients at the same time. So this time I'm adding. Okay. It's so freaking weird doing everything with one hand, but it works okay. That's the chicken, that roasted chicken that we had left over, and the peas that we just had the other day. So just add those in. You know, it's like if you have corn, add those in too. Okay, the alarm just went off, so I had to take it off. I forgot that to turn the fan on, and it's so noisy. The last ingredient that's kind of like the secret sauce for a lot of people, it's just basically sazon from Goya. This one has culantro and achiote. Okay. Now all you have to do is let the rice cook. The potatoes will cook in there too. The onions and everything else comes in together real nice. And then just make sure it's everything smooth. But this will be the last time you touch it, because you don't want to touch it when the rice is cooking. Otherwise, you're gonna have like sticky rice, and we don't like that. All right, that's the trick of it. So that's it. What you do then is just put the cap on and let it simmer, and then as soon as the liquid starts going, then you can add a little bit more of the chicken. Yep, here's the end product. You can check on the side, and then you steal some juice, so that means that you can continue cooking it at a low